Hi everyone, I'm Rob Ladd, and this is the Cavalier Sports Report, where we sit down with head coaches and players from Johnson County Community College to take an inside look at Cavalier athletics. Okay, Coach Bloemker, thanks for joining us today. If you would just kind of give us a brief overview of the season to this point. We're kind of nearing the final stretch for you guys, so bring us up to speed if you would.
Well, we finished up indoor nationals and had I thought a really solid indoor nationals back to the first of March. Just to give you a quick overview of what happened, our men's 4x8 men's DMR placed fourth at nationals. Our pole vaulter Nico Yak was fourth in the pole vault. Our female high jumpers finished fourth and fifth. Our women's DMR was sixth. Our women's 4x8 was eighth. I thought overall some great performances. Adrian Marquez was eighth in the 5K. Brendan Martinez was eighth in the multi, and Jade Swain was also eighth. And actually, Jade had it was kind of a surprise. She made it to finals in the triple. We just kind of put her in it at the last second, and we were really pleased. We were hoping she could squeeze out a point, and unfortunately she didn't. But overall, pretty good indoor meet this year. I was really pleased. So, and we've gone into kind of started our outdoor campaign. High winds, bad weather kind of summarizes the whole year so far. And it just hasn't given a lot of our kids a very good opportunity to qualify for nationals. But we have had some great performances so far. Pete Maroc, Jeff Woods are currently ranked 7th in the nation in the javelin. Chris Alexander is ranked 6th in the javelin right now. Our men's 4x8's ranked 6th in the nation. Nico's ranked 8th or 9th in the nation in the pole vault right now. So we're starting to make some progress. Jeff Woods just qualified in the discus this past weekend down at KT Woodman down in Wichita, and Temery Mir also qualified in the 5K. So I thought so far as good a performances as we can get, we're getting them. Some of the kids are just struggling a little bit with the weather conditions, and obviously, if we can get a nice spring day where it's warm and the wind is still, we might start getting a whole bunch of people qualified. This weekend we have KU relays and actually CMSU relays, and it's kind of a confusing long weekend because we go for 3 days in a row to meets, and we've got people coming and going at both places. But I suspect right now we will have quite a few people qualify for nationals. Our 10K runners hit the track Thursday night, and our female steeplers have their first steeple on Friday night. So areas that typically we're really strong in, 10K, steeple for outdoor. So I look for a pretty good weekend. And our high jumpers, we have two of the best female high jumpers in the nation, Vonda Thomas and Desiree Wilson, and they've been consistently placing really high at every meet we go to. And obviously I look for them to have a great meet down at KU.
Yeah, I'm looking at your roster. Actually, well, the first thing I'm going to hit on, as far as like the weather kind of messing with your guys' schedule and canceling events, do you guys reschedule track events?
No. Very rarely will we reschedule. You either do it or you don't do it. As the season progresses and the meets get more important, to be quite honest, unless the weather conditions are just dangerous, we will compete no matter what. So
that's you really mean that. They really are missing out on chances.
Yeah, we're missing out on some opportunities. And I've got 3 athletes from Phoenix, Arizona on the team, and they're used to 75 degrees, no wind, and I tell them, welcome to the Midwest. It's difficult, so you better take advantage of your opportunities when you get them.
And you've got 19 freshmen and 10 sophomores on both teams this year. You're extremely young. Talk about how youth has impacted your season, and has anybody really stood out to you?
We're really young, and it showed in cross country this year, particularly on the women's side. The vast majority of my team were all freshmen. I return all of those women for next year in cross, and kind of when it comes to our women's track team, the anchor of the team has always been the middle distance program, and we're really young. They're really making a lot of progress. They're really moving in the right direction. So I thought Friday night we ran the majority of our women in the 5K. Our freshmen didn't qualify, but they had great efforts, and they're really making a lot of progress. So, it's going to hurt us a little bit this year, especially being so young. We're young on the men's side too. I return a lot of guys for next year, and I look for next year to be really probably one of the better years we've ever had across the board, cross, indoor and outdoor. So, last year we really tore things down and just started rebuilding the program in a little bit different direction. And this year we actually got the numbers up. We've got 55 to 60 athletes on the team right now, and next year we'll be completely full with probably up to 60 to 65 if you include walk-ons between the men and the women. So I think we'll be pretty solid next year. We've got some great recruits coming in. So it's going to hurt us a little this year, but they're getting better and we're making progress and we see it.
Well, we'll make sure we keep an eye on that next year. Now, as a coach, track is a little bit of a different animal than most traditional college athletic programs because you're coaching something like you do the cross country, the indoor, and the outdoor. It's not like maybe, say, basketball where you are competing for like maybe 4 months at a time.
I always tell people when cross country starts and we get going the 1st of August, I'm in for the 10-month marathon because it's a long grind, and it's tough on the kids, to be quite honest. The distance runners, it's pretty amazing what they're usually able to accomplish here because we go regionals and cross, nationals and cross, and we go to the half marathon either a week or 2 weeks after cross nationals. Then we roll right into indoor track. It's tough on our track kids because they don't get to compete all fall and they just have to practice, and then finally. So it's a 10-month process and it's tough. It's really tough on the kids. So it's just kind of, you get used to it and it's just what you do. So,
How does recruiting work for somebody like you? If you're competitive for 10 months out of the year, you don't really have a true off season. How do you get these kids to come in and join your program?
Well, recruiting is, as my wife says, I live on my cell phone. When I got 15 minutes or 20 minutes here or there at night, now I'm on my phone calling kids, asking them, seeing what they want to do next year, trying to get good student athletes in here and kids that can really compete and help us. So I got a great coaching staff. Brian Batliner is my assistant. He does the jumps. Phil Groves coaches the throws, and Ryan Stanley works with our sprint and hurdlers, and those guys are awesome. And between the 4 of us, we somehow we get it done. So everybody, the thing that really helps is just the coaching staff. I mean, these guys, I don't have to watch over them. They really, they know what they're doing, and they work tremendously hard. So
that's perfect, Coach. That's it.